I don't mean to be harsh with you, Laurie, but God. Little wounded face. Laurie Holloway, ladies and gentlemen, very unlucky man. Got VD from a wet dream. You can't get much unlucky. I'm sorry about that with Primrose. Laurie tries to keep up with all the new musical trends, don't you? You do, don't you? He went to see the Rolling Stones and slowly realized he was stoned. He went to an open-air concert of Wet, Wet, Wet and slowly realized it was wet. He went to see Big Country and slowly realized that he was a complete idiot. Are you all right this evening? You're a funny lad, you are. You smile, you nod, you're so brave. He's not well. He's got no toes on his left foot. Do you mind if I tell him? When it's hot like this, hot night like this, he takes all his clothes off, every stitch, and he sits there going, I can count to 21. I hate that joke. And he's drinking, he's getting it down him, and he's got, on a hot night like this, he's got the electric fan there with the metal blades. And he thinks to himself, I'll cut my toenails on the cheap. Oh yeah, only sticks his footy into the electric fan. Suddenly the air is filled with a blur of flying piggies. Little toes going, he's sitting there, stoned out of his mind, chug-a-lugging the meths, singing Toot Toot Tootsie Goodbye. Don't feel sorry for him, he pulls the birds when he tells them he's got a foot and a half. They say, really? The male anatomy is a miracle, you know. You ask me, is size important? When are we men going to realize? It's not the size of the ship that counts, it's the ability to stay important till all the passengers have disembarked. You ask women, they'll say size isn't important, it's what's in a man's mind that's important. Oh yes, as in the expression, he's hung like Albert Einstein. Women will say, it's not the size of it, it's what you do with it. What the hell do you expect us to do with it? It's not a sophisticated food processor with 16 attachments and 22 blending modes and 2 gears. It has only 2 gears, forward and back, that's all it does. You can fool around with the speed, fast or slow, but that varies according to fuel consumption. If men had babies, you know, ladies, we couldn't take it. You know, men would be so frightened to have babies. The pain, the difficulties, and we'd take advantage of you. We'd lie around for the whole 9 months like a walrus on the couch. Bring me another lager, I'm drinking for 2, love. You want to feel the baby kick? Come on, feel the baby kick. Feel down a bit lower, his leg's sticking out. Give it a tug. Another prenatal clinic, can you imagine men, when they started to develop breasts to feed the baby, you start to get bigger and bigger, and we go, oh. You know, you ladies, when you start to feed a baby, you look like Madonna and Child. It's a beautiful picture. We would be squirting one another. Foo, foo, foo. Hold still, I'll put your fag out. Foo. Write our name in the snow. Once, twice, 3 times a lady. Can you imagine men with tits? Those are very nice tits, Harry. Very nice indeed. Can I cop a grope? Thank you very much. Ooh, yeah. See, breasts are very important, because if it weren't for breasts, employers wouldn't know who to give the smaller paycheck to. Breasts are an amazing thing, because some men think the bigger a woman's breasts are, the less intelligent she is. It's the opposite with me. I find the bigger a woman's breasts are, the less intelligent I become. I think it'd be wonderful, most of women, I think, would agree with me, it would be wonderful if breasts were detachable. You could say to your partner, look, here you are, you play with those, I'm going to the hairdressers for a couple of hours. If God had designed women properly, you would have detachable breasts. You'd have different sets, different sizes of breasts. You know, you go, well, I'm going to go jogging, I'll put on the weenies. Oh, I'm going to see the bank manager about extending my overdraft. I asked my nymphomaniac slut of a sister, Beryl. I said, would you like to have a willy? She said, no, I wouldn't want to have a willy. I'd rather collect them, she said, I'd rather collect them. But she wouldn't want to have one. She says collecting them is a hobby, like fishing. The little ones you throw back. The big ones you mount. Oh, no. I'm sorry about this. It's Primrose again. I'm sorry. No, darling, not now. Not now, sweetheart. I'm sorry. If at all, later. Later. Not now, darling. I'm sorry to disappoint you. I know. Breaks my heart to be hard with her. She's never been touched. She's virginal. She's like the Mary Celeste. Alone, silent, and has no semen in her whatsoever. The most innocent member of my family, unlike my son, by the way. Found out the other day my youngest son is gay. He told us over Christmas dinner. He chose to do it over Christmas dinner. When he said, please, would you pass the Brussels sprouts to a homosexual? And she passed them to me. There was a hell of a row. I said, are you sure you're gay, son? I said, are you seeing a psychiatrist? He said, no, a corporal in the guards. He's having trouble with his landlord because he hasn't got the money. I said, haven't you paid your rent, boy? He said, yes, that's why I haven't got the money. Sometimes I wish I'd been gay. Bit of a flop at being heterosexual, I'll tell you. Just, I've got so lousy lately. I'm a lousy lover, that's the truth. Lately, I'm so rotten in bed, I fantasize that I'm somebody else. My wife says she makes love like a video recorder. I said, what do you mean? She said, fast forward, pause, and eject. I tried to woo her. I do try. I bought her favorite ice cream, and I rushed it home. I said, come on, here's your ice cream. I said, it's as hard as you know what. She said, oh, is it? Pour me some. I'm getting fed up with her. I hate to please her these days. I've got to the point where I hate to please her. I buy condoms that are ribbed for extra pleasure, but I turn them inside out. I hate buying condoms. Don't you hate it? Oh, my God. I hate it when you see that sign. These condoms have been pre-tested. By whom, I'd like to know. I want names and pictures. And they come in different sizes now. Did you know that? If you haven't known that, over the last 4 weeks, you've been able to buy condoms in different sizes. How embarrassing is that going to be when a man walks into a chemist shop and says, can I buy a packet, please? Packet of 3, please. What size? Petite. How are they going to deal with men who don't know their size? Suppose we go in there, we don't know what size we are. We're going to have a shoe measuring device hanging up. Have a board with different size holes in it. You know men are going to lie. They're not going to tell the truth, are they? You know men. Come on, women, you know. They're going to go in there and go, packet of 3, please, darling. Size? What size have you got, dear? Small? No, I don't think so. Medium? Not what I call it, love. Large? What else have you got? Oh, yeah, I'll take the majestic. Yeah. And what's he going to do with that when he gets it home? 3 sizes too big. What's he going to use? Inner soles? Do you know who buys condoms in this country? 54% of the condoms sold in this country are bought by women. By women. You women buy them. Oh, yes. How many women here in the Lakeside tonight have bought condoms within the last 7 days? Suddenly it's Catholic night at the Lakeside. I'll do the rest of the act in Latin. Women buy fancy condoms. This is what it says. Statistically, men buy plain condoms, absolutely plain ones, because they're practical. But women buy the fancy ones. Different colors, different shapes, little knobs and ribs, little bumps, little ticklers and feathers on them. You can make shadow puppets with these things. Look, a bunny rabbit. Hop, hop, hop. Different colors. What's the colors about? What things the colors about? That's fantasy, right, ladies? Am I guessing right? You put a green one on your partner. Have him stand on the bed going, ho, ho, ho. Oh, my jolly green giant! Don't squeeze the sprouts. They're different flavors now. When did you develop taste buds down there? You can buy them every kind of flavor. I bought a whole box. Wild strawberry. I tasted one. Well, that box was empty before I knew it. They're so Moorish. They're like bubble gum, except you can blow much bigger bubbles. And now they've got them so they glow. Do you know about these? They glow in the dark. Oh, my slut of a sister, her face lights up when she sees one of these. They shine brightly in the darkness. What's the point of that? I mean, what is that for? I can see it as a bit of a giggle during foreplay. But you don't want a luminous dong when you get down to serious sex. You're going in and out, you'd strobe. What's someone going to think if they're watching your window from outside in the dark? What's going on in there? I don't know. I think somebody's opening and closing the fridge very fast. These days, they didn't have them when I was young. Sex toys, marvelous. I took my wife to an adult toy shop. An adult toy shop. They sell these things. They sell stuff I've never heard of. Do you know about edible panties? Edible underwear? Do you know about this? Edible panties. My wife said, why don't we try those? I don't eat her cooking. I'm not going to eat her knickers. Mr. Swell Guy, the cream. Mr. Swell Guy. You heard of this? Man's supposed to take this Mr. Swell Guy, like that, and rub it on his reproductive equipment, and it'll make it much, much bigger. Well, wouldn't it make his hands bigger, too? Shouldn't be too difficult to figure out who's using this stuff, should it? Walking around dragging his knuckles behind it. And inflatable women, isn't this pathetic, ladies? Men have reached the point where they're sleeping with balloons. I ask you, Helga, your inflatable girlfriend, she never gets a headache. Know what you do after you've blown the bloody thing up? Takes 20 minutes to blow, I'm told, to blow. And you know, men, when they want sex, they want it now, now. Women are different. Women, when they feel stimulated, they feel desire, they want to be built up slowly from plateau to plateau. They want to be just teased up the mountain until they reach the pinnacle of enjoyment. But a man who wants it now, he doesn't want to spend 20 minutes going, oh, bugger, I don't need the arm. I made the mistake of buying a book which turned my wife on. Just when I thought she'd become quiescent, I gave her this book called Sensual Food. Do you know about this? You cover your partner's body with whipped cream and then slowly lick it off. She said, we've got to try this, she said. You cover my body with whipped cream, she said, and slowly lick it off. I don't like whipped cream. Turns me up, whipped cream. So could we do it with something else? Well, we went through several suggestions. She turned down the fish paste straight away. She wouldn't have the Branston pickle or the Campbell condensed soup, mainly on account of little bits getting lodged. And after we'd gone through everything that Sainsbury's or Tesco's had to offer, she eventually settled, very grudgingly I may say, for Marmite. 12.5 jars, ladies and gentlemen. I went through 12.5 jars. When I finished, you lay there like a giant twiglet. She said, start. So I started on her left arm. It's ever so rich, you know, that stuff. Got the arm completely clear. I felt full and I nodded off. She spent the night in the shower, apparently scrubbing. I thought, thank God that's over.